Hey guys, what's up? Bosch here, and I have a very serious topic to talk about today. And this video is, in the description there will be a link to a website for a charity called the Jane McGrath Foundation. It is a breast cancer charity, and they do a lot of great work. I'll get to that towards the end of the video though. First of all, this commentary, the topic of this commentary is it's a very close personal thing for me. Basically, I wanted to share my story of how cancer has affected my life, and it starts when I'm about 9 years old. My grandfather on my mum's side had prostate cancer, and that happened when I was like 8 or something. So I didn't really, and we didn't see him very often until the last couple of months of his life. He had prostate cancer, and then before he died, he had a few strokes as well. So that's kind of where it started. A few weeks after he passed away, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and that just basically just flattened our family at the time, because it was only a few weeks after my grandfather had passed, and it was all around Christmas time, and it was just a lot to deal with in a very short space of time, and it can be very taxing on a person, even on a whole family. So yeah, she got diagnosed, and basically the shit hit the fan. In terms of my family, there was a lot of times where I didn't even go to school. I just either stayed home or I was at the hospital. So it was a pretty weird time for a kid of 9 years old. So basically, she was very lucky. They caught the tumor quite early, and they managed to operate very quickly and get it out and get her straight onto treatment. She had to have chemotherapy once every 3 weeks for, I can't remember now, it was quite a few months though, once every 3 weeks. So, and then after that she had to have, once every 3 weeks, and then after that she had to have radiotherapy 5 times a week for 2 months. So it's quite a lot, really. And she actually had to stay away from home during the week, so she didn't have to travel, because we actually lived about an hour away from the hospital. So she had to stay down near the hospital for 2 months. I mean, got to see her really on weekends. So yeah, she got that done. The chemotherapy, they were going to give her just like the regular run-of-the-mill sort of treatment, and then I think a couple of days, or maybe like a week before she was due to have her first round, they said there's a new treatment coming out, and it's a trial, and you can sign a contract and whatnot and go on it. It's supposed to be like the best thing since sliced bread in terms of treatment. So she said, yeah, we'll go on that and we'll give it a go. And spoiler alert, it turned out to be very good. But yeah, all I can remember about that, because it's so very hazy. I can remember bits and pieces. I was only a kid. It was quite a long time ago now. I remember being there for like the first time they were going to do the new treatment, like the trial, and I remember them putting like the drip in my mum's arm, and then it was almost instant. She just had this terrible reaction, and she basically just had a seizure, and all I can remember is seeing my mum freaking out, and then being dragged out of the room by my brother or my sister. I can't really remember who it was. So that's for somebody who, as a kid, you kind of rely on your mum, like she's always there for you. So basically, to see that is really hard on a kid, and yeah, that's where that part of the story pretty much ends. She came through that all right. She had her treatments and sort of went back to being normal again, sort of going back to work, and then skip forward to, the end of 2009, so almost basically 10 years later, and we started to get a bit worried about my mum. She started acting a little strange, and we couldn't quite figure out what it was. So I mean, this is we being me and my dad, and so we took her to get a brain scan, and turns out it was a relapse from the breast cancer. It was actually like a tumor on her brain from the breast cancer. That obviously a cell or something had travelled up there when it was still there and just sort of sat there and waited. I honestly couldn't tell you. But it was the freaky thing was it was almost 10 years to the day that it happened. Between diagnosis is, I don't know the word, diagnoses. So yeah, it was kind of knocked us out of the park again. But again, the lucky thing was they caught it kind of early, and they managed to. Her specialist managed to get the very best in brain surgeons in the area, and got her in. She was diagnosed on, I think it was a Monday, and she was diagnosed on a Friday, in hospital by Monday, and back home again by Friday. So you can see that that's quite amazing. She had pretty major brain surgery, and she was in and out within a week. So that's pretty awesome, you got to admit. So after that, she had to have more radiotherapy. They didn't, because of the way the tumor was this time, that I think they were 99% sure that they got the whole thing, so they didn't have to do chemotherapy. And chemotherapy is to keep it out of your blood. So as far as I know anyway, it's a treatment that goes into your bloodstream, so that's my guess. But yeah, I shouldn't be laughing, it's a pretty serious topic. So she had to have radiotherapy. She only had to have it a couple of times a week for a couple of weeks this time, so it wasn't so bad. I shouldn't say that, it was still pretty bad. She had to have it on her brain, obviously, and that has its own effects. You get tissue damage in your eyes and stuff like that. It makes you lose a bit of your sight. So as you can tell, it's a pretty crazy ordeal to go through. I mean, this time around I was 19, so I was a bit more prepared. I mean, I never truly believed that her cancer had gone away. I knew that one day it would probably, or most likely, come back. So I wasn't being sort of naive about it or anything, but it was still a shock. And if you watching this have been through cancer yourself, or you know somebody, family or friend that have been through it, you know what I've been through, and you can resonate with that. So yeah, it's a pretty crazy ordeal. And basically, what I wanted to do was I'm gonna have a link in the description to the Jane McGrath Foundation, which I mentioned before. They do amazing work raising money for breast cancer awareness and treatments and research and stuff like that. Jane McGrath was the wife of a very famous sportsman in Australia, Glenn McGrath, and she actually died of breast cancer a few years ago. When she was alive, she was already a big advocate for raising money and awareness. So there's going to be a link. It's going to go to their donate page. Do not by any means feel obligated, please. If you cannot, I know the times are tough. I'm broke myself. I don't have a job, so if you can spare anything at this time, please donate it to these guys, because they do amazing work, and they definitely deserve all the money they can get, because they are non-for-profit. Like there's no government help. It's all through donations. So like I said, please don't feel obligated, because I'm telling you this. It's just I felt like I needed to share my story. I've never really talked to anybody about this, so you're pretty privileged to hear this, because I'm not the kind of guy that, a lot of guys aren't the kind of guy that share their feelings, I guess. It's something that's very personal, very close to me. So yeah, definitely if you can, send some money their way. If 10 cents, 20 cents, whatever, $1, $2.50, whatever you can, because they really do deserve it. And They do great work. I'm starting to repeat myself. This gameplay's pretty much wrapping up now anyway. So yeah, if you guys can, please donate to them. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. I would like you to follow me on Twitter and check out my Facebook page. I post funny things occasionally. Thank you for watching, and if you donate, please let me know. I will make another video and I'll list everybody that has donated. So yeah, thank you very much. And I will see you guys later. We'll see you guys later.